Hello, I'm Sophie, and I'm recording my journey through dementia with my parents. And today I wanted to shoot a quick video to talk about money because I feel that this is truly a problem I think a lot of us carers face. And it's something that's just not talked about, I feel. At least well, around me, not many people talk about this. Um, and yeah, I just wanted to go into that a little bit. Um, until fairly recently, I'm a stay-at-home mum. We homeschool our children. I'm a stay-at-home mum. My husband is the main breadwinner. That's always been the situation. And this is because this is something that we wanted, and it's a personal choice. Um, but until um, yeah, about 8 months ago, I did have one afternoon of work. I still feel I was a stay-at-home mum because this job was really just a little bit of an extra, but it was just an afternoon that I did enjoy and that kept one foot in for me in my sort of career, and it did bring in some very useful extra money. Um, as I mentioned, yeah, my husband is self-employed. We okay, but it's well, there you go. Uh, we just don't have a lot of disposable income. um, Being self-employed means that yeah, the workload comes and goes, and we just have to be careful all the time. So having a regular little extra was very useful. Even though it was a little bit, it was something we could count on, and it was useful. Now, when my dad came back, when I started to have to look after my dad in 2016, um, going for that afternoon of work became increasingly difficult. I'm a psychologist, and that afternoon of work involved looking after people, listening to, yeah, listening to people who had various concerns, various difficulties. And I found myself increasingly not coping very well, because I found, okay, I'm looking after my dad a lot, so it's an increased workload, it's a difficult situation, it takes a lot of my energy, it takes a lot of patience, and then, of course, at home as a stay-at-home mom, I'm looking after my children. That requires a lot of patience and energy. And then when I go to work, it's sort of the same thing. And I have to be professional. I can't talk about myself. I have to listen. I have to be there for other people. And I got more and more exhausted. And eventually, I was in 2017. I felt I just got to the point where I was so tense, and I was absolutely cringing at the idea of going to work, of listening to others. And I went to my doctor, and she put me on sick leave, and I was on sick leave for nearly 6 months. Then, but at that point, I didn't want to give up that job because I enjoyed it, and I felt, well, when things get better with my dad, I'll be okay. So I went back after my sick leave, and I tried again, but I found again that, yeah, I just did not have this mental availability anymore. And my job, even though it was only one afternoon a week, it did involve some evening meetings. It did involve a little bit of voluntary work, of extra unpaid work, which I'd always been happy to do, but which I just found was too much because I'm already doing so much unpaid work for my dad. And eventually I came to the conclusion about 8 months ago that I just had to leave. And I gave my notice in and I left. And that means we now no longer have this extra income. Um, and and that is, yeah, it's a problem. um, and at the moment, I find myself working roughly 2 hours a day for my father, easily an average of 2 hours a day, if not sometimes 3 hours a day, because not only am I going there, not only am I, having to spend time listening to him when I go there, I look after him, I listen to him on the phone, I bring him some shopping. He's completely dependent on us for his shopping. Um, if I organize all his admin stuff as well, so I pay his bills, I make phone calls. If he needs to go to have a haircut, I take him. If he needs to go to the dentist, either my sister or myself take him. I mean, of course, I share this with my sister, but even just the part that I do is easily an average of 2 hours a day. And it's just an enormous amount of unpaid work, really, which takes away my time to do other paid work. I'm trying to work from home. I'm trying to do trying to build a business online because precisely I would like to be able to make some money from home, um in the early hours of the morning, in the late hours at night when nobody sort of needs me. um but of course that takes time to set up, and I've got very, very, very little time, and therefore, yeah, the money just is tight. And this means that the help I can, I often think I would very happily pay for someone to help me out a little bit more, for someone to, yeah, to look after the children occasionally an afternoon, to give me a little bit of time off. Um, I would like to, yeah, have treats occasionally, go out for a meal so I don't have to cook, for instance. But this is just something that I hardly ever do, hardly ever. Um, yeah, because we just don't have the money. Um, and it just, yeah, it's just, I think it's something, it's a bit of a taboo because there's this expectation that we're going to just do this for free. It's our loved ones, and it's difficult for me to explain. I do it for free. Um, I mean, I want to do it for free, but it's just something that I feel I want to talk about because uh, it's just a fact that it takes away time when I can go and work and be paid. And I'm just not paid for this, and it just does put us in a difficult situation. Um, Recently, I'm very sort of angry, really, that, for instance, in this, yeah, what the recent events that happened with my dad, we had professionals who were supposed to help us out and do some of these jobs for us, and they didn't do it that well, and therefore my sister and I have to do more ourselves, and it takes more of our time. And again, it just means that it costs us. It does. It just costs. there's a huge financial aspect to this that I think is just not talked about a lot. Anyway, yeah, I'm not sure that what I'm saying is very clear, but yeah, if you watch this and you have any comments, please comment below. Let me know if there's more things you'd like me to talk about or questions you'd like answered. I'm very happy to go into that. So I will say goodbye for today and speak to you tomorrow. Bye.